How's it going, YouTube? Making a video about my whole new rig setup, and it starts here with my new Vox AC30 VR. It's pretty much a combination of their normal AC30, and then they have, I believe, like a digital series, so it kind of combines the two technologies, and it's got a dual tube in the power section, and then it's digital from there on out. So it's got a pretty insane amount of gain that comes with it, surprisingly for a Vox, but it still retains that same Voxy vibe that you get from any good Vox amp. So I'm pretty happy with this, and I just wanted to go through some of my settings and some of my pedals that I got, and I'll show you how I use them all. So let's start with the settings on the amp itself. Move here. So I don't use the reverb very much. I've never been a big fan of reverb. I don't hate it. I just don't really think I use it very often. So it's up right now, but I have it turned off usually when I'm playing, and I'll show you that later on. So tone cut is something I don't use. It really kind of takes out a lot of the highs, I believe is what the function is. But for how I use this amp with how crunchy I have it, taking that out kind of makes it sound like you're putting a cup over the sound, and I don't like that at all. So the tone cut is out completely. So now here's my setting for the gain, for the overdrive section. I'm using OD2. Now OD2 is a more modern gain setting for this amp, and OD1 is going to be a more normal Vox kind of overdrive setting for it. So here are my settings. The bass is not up too high, mainly because the main guitar I use, it's already got a pretty thick low end, which is kind of awesome, so it works out. And the treble's not up too high either. It just kind of gives just enough cut to bring it out in a mix. I'm not a middle guy either, so that's pretty much out. Gain is all the way up, and you'll hear it. It's substantial, honestly. Like for a Vox amp, it really is surprising. And so but for me, I am a very big gain player, and for me it brings out a lot of sustain and a lot of crunch. And so for me, having it all the way up, it works for me. It's what I'd like to hear out of it. And then here is the normal setting, which is the clean setting. So now the bass is kind of up a little bit far, but it really makes it a little more piano-y in a way. It's the best way I can describe it. And the treble is up pretty far too. It just has a good chime to it, and if I really like hit the chords, it helps bring out some crunch with it too, if I really want to play like that way. So I think having a little more treble in there brings a little bit more of my pick attack in there, so I can, if I want to play it hard, then I can play it hard and bring some crunch into it. But if I soften up a bit on it, then it really cleans itself right up, and I think that versatility is pretty awesome. So there's my settings for that. Now I want to come down to my pedals now, or my feet if you see them, but here we go. So there's my pedals. It kind of looks a little bit messy right now. I'll probably get a pedal board eventually, but I guess we'll start from right to left. So here we got the John Petrucci wah pedal. I really like his wah. I love how versatile it is. I love the voicing of it. It's a very big wah. Yeah, that's embarrassing. Anyway, but I like how it also lights up too on the ground like that, so you know it's on. That part's pretty cool. It's interesting how it's reacted with my amp. It's almost turned it into a pitch changer. It really brings out the harmonics in this amp, and I don't really know much about wah pedals and how to set them and how this one in particular is set, but for some reason it just really brings out the harmonics in it. So when I'm playing and I hit the harmonic just right on the guitar, it really brings that out, and it's kind of interesting. So it's almost turned into a 2-in-1 type pedal, so that's pretty cool. This right here is just a normal volume pedal, Ernie Ball JR. Really, really easy just hook it up and go. There's not even a power adapter used for it. It just hooks right up and you go, and it's really awesome. It's really smooth. I like the grip on here. I usually play barefoot a lot because I'm at home when I'm playing, so I like this grip right here, so I'm not slipping off very much. Next one here, we'll get a little bit closer, is the Dreamscape John Petrucci TC Electronic. Now, I do like this pedal. However, it's not reacted in the best way to my amp. I don't know if that's my amp or if that's how powerful the pedal is. I'm not sure. I'm not really tech savvy. I don't really know much about the electronics behind pedals like this, so I'm not really sure exactly why it's not reacted in the best way. So that's why I have pretty much every setting very, very low. But when I do turn it on, it's interesting because it kind of gives it a slight gain boost, which is kind of cool for big chords. Maybe if I want to do just some kind of riffing, any kind of thing, it gives it a pretty decent gain boost. And it's just a tiny bit of coloring too, which is, it kind of helps the sound a bit. So I'll show you how I use that eventually coming up here. This thing here, the Flashback Mini Delay, it is awesome. I love this thing. For me personally, it's so simple to use, which is I think what I love about it, because I remember looking at its older brother, just the Flashback Delay, and how it's not really it wasn't really complicated to use, I would say, but there's just a lot more you can do with it. But for me, I'm just all more about simplicity, and that's what this pedal gives, and it's pretty incredible actually. It's the delays you can get on there. It's probably not quite as versatile as its older brother, but still you can get plenty of different delays on there. The feedback is really cool. I love this pedal a lot. I just especially just how easy to use it is. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I love about it. And then here is the Vox pedal. I had to buy this separately from the amp, unfortunately. But so the channel 1 there, that's to switch between the normal channel and then the gain channel on the amp, and the 2 button there is to turn the reverb on and off, and so usually I just have that off. But yeah, so there is my setup. I will be moving on to show you how I use this stuff real quickly here. So here is going to be a demonstration for my clean. I'm using my Schecter Damien 7-string. For me, I think this is like probably my cleanest guitar, I would say. It does have the Illuminator pickups in it, which I have another guitar that has these. And it's crazy how different they still sound in different guitars. And this is a mahogany body, and that one is also set in mahogany. But the string height is a little bit higher than my other guitar, so I think that helps give it a little cleaner sound. So I'll just do some demonstrations of the clean sound. This is just guitar and amp. There's nothing else. Give a little D chord here. Switch to this pickup, there was a tiny bit of breakup you could hear when I hit the chord really hard. Just enough. You can definitely hear a little more breakup when you go to a different guitar. This one's just really clean. So, but yeah, it's a really nice clean sound. It's really simple, really piano-y. Just love how easy it is. Here's with a little chorus in it. Again, it's pretty faint, so you're not going to hear it too much. Maybe on this pickup, you might hear the breakup a little bit more. So let's hear what that sounds like. This is without it. Just adds a little bit. Now here's going to be the neck pickup. Let's see what that sounds like. Again, my chorus is definitely just very slightly in there. So that's the clean sound. It's definitely really clean on this guitar, which is pretty awesome. So there we go. I'll be switching to a new guitar and we'll be going over some gain sounds, which is where the fun begins for me. So time to go on to the crunch sounds. And so for this one, I'm using my main squeeze here. It's my Majesty guitar. Absolutely blessed to have this thing. It's incredible in every single way possible. Again, Luminator pickups in there, piezo switch system here, 3-way on the toggle here. You got a little gain boost here. You can split the coils here with, I think when you split them here, you get these two, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it's these inner two. And so I have that split like that when I'm on the middle here, because that's what I use for the clean on this guitar. To me, it sounds awesome, but I love the piezo. So actually, before we get into the clean, I just want to show you what the piezo sounds like, because I think it sounds pretty great with this. So here, piezo system, nothing else. There's the piezo. So, alright, time to move on to the crunch. So, this is going to be my main crunch sound. There's no chorus pedal, nothing is in it. This is just straight distortion. I'm going to do a couple of different demonstrations. I'm going to do some chunking, I'm going to do some rhythm. But yeah, so here we go. Let's start with some chunk and just show you how much crunch there really is behind this. Pretty substantial amount of crunch. I mean, you can get some Metallica tones out of this thing, and it's really surprising for a Vox amp. When you think Vox, you're probably thinking Brian May, you're thinking British old school rock, chimey, little bit of gain in there, but not much. You're not thinking Metallica, you're not thinking Dream Theater, you're thinking, old school British rock. And so this amp really provides that modern kind of crunch sound. It's awesome. So here's a Metallica riff that I'll play. It's a pretty new one, but I'm gonna play it anyway because it's got that nice chugging riff to it. So just so you can hear a Metallica riff on a Vox amp, because it probably doesn't happen very often. So here we go. So now I'm going to do some like single note passages, not really like the lead playing, but just single note rhythm playing, so you can hear the clarity behind each note. Now, I might as well do the Metallica riff, because who doesn't love Metallica? I love them, favorite band. Would not be playing guitar without them. Anyway, on to Master of Puppets, because why not? Single note riff, going off my last example. Let's do it. I mean, I'm telling you, this is a Vox amp. Like, it's nuts. To me, it is absolutely nuts that you can get this out of a Vox amp. I never thought would happen, but could be more proud of it. So, I guess I'll show you next the difference between what my sound sounds without chorus and with, because there is a slight difference that you might be able to hear. So, I'm going to probably do some chugging, which I think is probably the easiest way to hear it. So we're going to start, this is with it, without. Now with the chorus. You can just slightly hear a little bit more crunch to it. At least I can. I don't know if anyone else, but I certainly can hear just a slight difference. Now I can do some single note lines with the chorus as well, because you might be able to hear it a little bit better. So we'll try this without it first. And now with the chorus. Kind of messed up there at the beginning. I'll try this again. So it's just a slight difference. I like to use it on big chord progressions if I'm doing something like this. Just gives it a little more beef behind it, which is really awesome when you're just gonna hit a big power chord. So there's that. Now let's go to, I guess, my lead tone. So I'm going to a little bit delay in there. Not too much. It's not too substantial. I'll hit it, show you just what it's like. Very simple. Nothing going on behind it. Here's a little example of what it sounds like when I'm actually playing. See, I like it because it doesn't really ruin the notes that I'm playing, but you can still hear just a little bit, especially when I end. It just kind of is still there just enough. So, especially I like it too because when I'm playing fast, which I'm not the best at, but when I'm playing fast, the delay does not ruin the notes, and that's the most important thing for me. So I'll show you that too. So there's that. Here's the wah pedal, just because I think you might as well hear it. I'll show you what I mean by the fact that it kind of acts as like a pitch shifter and a wah pedal at the same time. So I'll show you the wah capabilities first. I think it's easy to hear with a chord, so let's get the sound on. So you can kind of see, yeah, it does react in a weird way, and I'm not sure, I really don't know why. I don't know what it is with this wah and the amp, so I'm not really using it much, but you could hear that little harmonics coming out in there, and I think it's kind of interesting. So it's fun to play with. Yeah. So that's my new setup. I'm really loving it. I'm still tinkering with it, of course. Still tinkering mainly with my delay settings and my clean sound, because it's still not quite where I'd like it to be in the delay. I still kind of want a little bit more in there, but I'm not sure. So, but that's my setup, and I hope you enjoyed it, and it really didn't cost much for what you get. So if you're thinking of getting a new setup, then I kind of recommend this one. It's got your Queen sounds in there, it's got your Dream Theater, Metallica sounds in there, which those guys are who I'm really mostly influenced by. So that's kind of the sound that I was trying to go for. So if that's the kind of sound you're going for too, then I would definitely recommend this kind of setup. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed it.